Got him. Better one. What did I get? Uh-oh. This is a good one of some kind. And I'm on this little rod with this little spoon. I've only got about 12-pound line. Oh, and I got a big hybrid on here. Oh my goodness. These hybrids, pound for pound, fight a lot harder than either a white bass or a striper. Man, look at this. He's just pulling drag. It's like a deep sea fight. Oh, look at this, a striper. It's a big one. Big striper. He's tired too. Come in. Oh, I got him. Look at this. Ah! Oh man, look at here. There is what can happen at Lake Tawakoni. Man, what a big old striper. That thing is gonna weigh, oh what, 12 pounds or so, something like that. That's a giant. Way to go. All right, well, I'm gonna slap a scale on this one just so I know what it weighed. While I do that, I tell you, that took so much time, I don't even have time to explain much other than to tell you that that one hit a small spoon, only a ½ ounce little jigging spoon, so a big fish on a small bait. Right now, Gary Dollahan has the Sooner beat from Oklahoma.
One of my very favorite lakes here in Oklahoma is Lake Tenkiller. Eastern side of the state near Tahlequah, about a 13,000 acre lake, has a lot of clear water, a lot of rocky shorelines, and all that contributes to some really fine fishing. Has largemouth, spotted bass, and smallmouth, and some really nice smallmouth. A lot of 4 and 5 pounders are caught here. Can also be a really good crappie lake, white bass, and catfish. To me, it fishes a lot like Broken Bull and McGee Creek, so any one of those 3 lakes you have experience on, you can catch them here. Particularly this time of year, going into the hot part of summer, there's 3 things I like to do. I'll always have a Zara spook rig and possibly a buzz bait, something for top water. I'll always have something that I can fish soft plastic wise, particularly down to 18, 19 feet along the ledges. I'm going to have a crankbait on, something that'll run 4 to 6, 7 feet. What I will do is concentrate on the windy shorelines, especially if I see some shad in those areas. Make sure that bait is always bumping something in the water. If I see a shad showing up on the sonar, that's the depth that I want to really concentrate my fishing on, so I'll try to match that up to the shoreline around. In the case of the smallmouth bass, you're going to want to concentrate on the lower half of the lake, really from about Snake Creek down toward the dam. And this time of year, early and late, you can possibly see some fish busting on top, throw those top water. The sun pops out in the middle of the day, start dragging those soft plastics down the bottom again, 15, 19, 20 foot of water. One thing about them, you can't catch them if you don't go. See you on the water.
Hey, this week on the Lawrence Hot Lake of the Week, I want to show you a really hot spot for speckled trout and redfish all summer long down along the middle part of the Texas Gulf Coast. It's San Antonio Bay, south of Victoria, Texas. Let's locate it for you right now on the Lawrence HDS-10, and you can see Victoria, Texas is here, and a little bit south and a little bit east is the small town of Seadrift, Texas, right on the bay. Now we switch over to the Navionics Hot Maps Platinum Plus saltwater chart for all the detail of the bay, and we show you that the Guadalupe River empties into the bay here, and the Intercoastal Waterway cuts through here. We zoom in again to catch some more detail, and out in the middle of the bay are where the trout and reds are staying in the summer. There are a lot of shell reefs at low tide. Some of these are even exposed above the surface of the water. You find those, you fish the outside edges where they fall off into deeper water looking for dips, cuts, or breaks where the fish can ambush bait when the tide runs. Now this pattern will hold all the way through the hot summertime months, so plan your trip to San Antonio Bay while the kids are out of school. That's this week's Lawrence Hot Lake of the Week. Stay with us. When we come back, Heather will have your Stren Ask the Pro, and I'll have your Big Catch of the Week.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealers, is brought to you by quality award-winning Tracker boats. Fish the finest. By Lawrence, makers of the HDS, High Definition Systems. And by Jean LaRue Lures and Bobby Garland Baits, quality soft plastic baits made in Oklahoma with American pride. This is the Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealer.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for our Ask the Pro feature, brought to you by Stren, the standard of dependability. Our question this week is from Doug in Port Lavaca, Texas, who would like to know, when fishing a new lake, what are the best steps to research it before a fishing trip? For the answer, let's ask 8-time Classic qualifier Greg Hackney.
The biggest thing when researching and look at going to a new lake, the first thing I always do is get a good topo map of that lake. That will tell me if it's a flat lake, you know, if the contour lines are far apart, you know, it's basically a shallow lake, or they're close together, and I know the lake has a lot of depression or, you know, a lot of depth to it.
Thank you, Greg. If you do have a question for one of the pros, just visit our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com. Click on the strand, ask the pro link, and send us your information. Now, here's Barry with our Whataburger Big Catch of the Week.
There's another one. Oh, there is the only species that we haven't caught so far. We've now got the Tawakoni Grand Slam. There is a big white bass. So we've caught the striped bass, now the white, then you cross those two and you come up with a hybrid striper. We've caught that. We caught a bonus blue catfish. It has been one tremendous day on Lake Tawakoni. All right, time now for the Big Catch of the Week photo, and congratulations, Rum Binkley, who is part of Bink's Guide Service up on Lake Norfolk, caught a gigantic striper. Look at this, 46 pounds. She is from Mountain Home, Arkansas, and a few weeks ago, you'll recall, on our Lawrence Hot Lake of the Week, we featured Lake Norfolk and told you about the striper fishing and how good it is. Here is your evidence. If you'd like to enter our contest, just send us your big fish photo. Go to our website, southwestoutdoorsreport.com. Everything you'll need to become a member, see my weekly blog, get access to the members only areas of the website, and much more at southwestoutdoorsreport.com. Well, I can't tell you how impressed I am with the fishery here at Lake Tawakoni for several different species of fish. It's an easy lake to fish. One word of caution, there are lots of big trees and stumps just under the surface of the water out in the open water. Be very careful as you're running around if you don't know where you are. Watch your sonar carefully. You'll have a great time catching some of these great stripers, hybrids, white bass, and even a bonus blue catfish. Thanks for joining us on the show this week. We'll be on next Thursday night at 10:30 in our regular time slot, unless the Rangers and Baltimore Orioles game runs late past 10 p.m. If that happens, we'll be on right after the post-game show, and then again Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. Until then, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.